The first question I'll be answering today is, in what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? So, as you may well know, my film is a romantic comedy, meaning it has two different genres in it, and it shows that its forms and conventions are going to be a bit different than normal ones. The first factor that I'll be speaking about is the music, and this is because in romantic films, we they usually have soundtracks and non-diegetic sounds to build up the atmosphere. They often use pop music to fit the scenes. A lot of the time, the pop music is actually comes from famous artists who have fans, creating a wider audience because their fans will want to watch a film in which their idol has taken part to create a song. Um, in romantic films, there's usually soft music, and this is used when the two main characters meet and fall in love. But the difference to my film is that the music is more uplifting due to the comedy side. So when the two characters meet, the music does not necessarily slow down, it has the uplifting effect. And I wanted to do this because my audience is quite young, meaning that I wanted to make them feel comfortable and I wanted them to relate to it. So a lot of the times they don't take the love seriously, they might not understand it. So by having an uplifting music, they will feel comfortable and they can relate to it. And the next factor I'll be speaking about is the lighting. In romantic comedies, we usually have dim lighting in order to make the atmosphere tense and create suspense. Whereas in comedies, the lighting is normal, they don't really do much to it, it just has to be as realistic. My lighting was a bit dim, but at the same time, it changed. And that was because, then again, I wanted to make my audience feel more comfortable. I didn't want them to feel suspense and tense all the time, so I wanted to lift their moods at some points. The costumes are usually the same in both romance and comedy films. They're usually casual. Um, I had to give my female character a uniform to relate more to the audience, whereas the boy was wearing casual clothing, making the male audience feel more relaxed and see that the character was wearing similar clothes to them. Furthermore, the props in a romantic comedy are quite similar. This is because they are usually in cities and towns, which need to be realistic. So everyday places could fit the picture. The characters in a romantic film are usually male or female. Um, in a comedy, it's it's quite similar. I mean, it differs. You can have both female and male, and maybe just males, only females, depending on the audience. Um, my aim throughout the film was that I wanted their feelings to be held in towards like till the end, and this is because I didn't want to give away too much as it was only the film introduction. I wanted my audience to feel engaged and want to find out more about them, so I was creating a sort of a mystery. Um, However, in comedy films, there's sometimes variations with the audience, the characters, as one main person usually has the attention. I think I've given a lot of attention towards the female character towards the end, and that's because of how she ended the film with a sort of a cliffhanger. I mean, from a lot of the audience feedback, I've seen that many wanted to see more. They found that really funny, which was my aim exactly. And lastly, the editing. It varies once again. It usually, in romantic films, it usually slows down when the boy and the girl meets. However, in my film, I didn't slow down, but I did put all of my attention when they met. And that was because I wanted to use the fast pace for the comedy side. It added something different to it, whereas I still kept the original boy girl meets, all the attentions towards them, but it just didn't slow down. It was still fast, but the attention was just only on them. So, yeah, I think that my media product has had a few similar forms and conventions of a real media product. It has also had different forms and conventions, which I have already explained